Hello and good evening. I know that's right,
I
P.
know,
Hey.
right?
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to The
The
Truth
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 Behind
behind the
the
truth.
Truth, season
All
four.
right.
Four. See, four. Okay, you put your four fingers up. Four, like Janet Jackson did. What was it?
Oh, I can't
she
do
did.
it.
What did she do? One, two. How'd she do it? Five,
5,
four,
4,
three,
3, 2,
two,
1.
one. There you go. We're about to go on. Welcome everyone. Definitely
Wow.
welcome everyone to the second show of season 4. We're excited here at you again, man. We're gonna test some butts tonight. We're gonna talk about some shit. A lot of shit that's out there been going on this past week that y'all need to know about, and hopefully we can give you some information that help you Trumpsters to wake up and stop drinking all that damn Kool-Aid y'all been saturated with. I think y'all bathing in that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Trump deodorant, Trump Trump mini pads.
Mm,
Y'all know what mini pads are, right? Okay, anyway. So
we'll
get it.
Not a good look.
Not a good look. Okay, not a good. Well, hey, that's not a good look either.
I know.
Orange
But
for orange.
I'm thinking about pads.
Right.
When you think about pads, you think about other things other than anything that deals with
So-
bodily stuff.
Right.
Let's just say it like that. I don't want to
Well-
go no in depth.
Well-
but I don't. Let's just get off of that
Well-
one right there. I know. We're gonna get off that one.
But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in to us tonight. Like it's gonna be hot, but the fun night with, of course, News Buzz with the fellas tonight.
Yes.
We got a lot to bring at you and share with you tonight.
Mm.
Do want to remind you, of course, where's our little divine, wonderful inkling here? You got to run
Oh,
your
I got my mug.
Okay.
I'll have it after the break.
Behind the Truth mugs are available for you guys. Okay, so in ordering your mug, now here comes the holiday. You can order many as you want to. All right, simply just send an email to us at at ttbttshow@gmail. Okay, cost is $16. Okay, yes. Say $15.99, but it's free shipping. Everybody say free shipping. Okay, so order. Send us that, and we'll tell you how to do your payments via the email. Okay, so right now it's the best way as our website is developing. Pretty soon you'll have a way to just go to the website and do it. Yes. But right now we want to get these out to you. So please support. And also, I didn't tell my crew about this. Okay, so it's a little surprise to everybody else, right? So I want to challenge you guys, or we typically. I want to say, I mean we. For you that are our audience, if you do 15 shares, 15 likes, send an email so that we can verify that, we will send you a mug
for
free. Okay, for free. So that's our little contest going on.
All right.
Send us. Okay, you got to make sure you have done the work now. Okay, because we're gonna check. All right. Your shares and likes. Who you referred the Truth Behind the Truth over to share to make sure that they like and subscribe. Okay. Send a little email everybody that you sent it to. Okay, and respond. Hopefully get response back from them. Okay. Encourage them to watch the show. All right. And once they're verified, we will send you a truth. The Truth Behind the Truth mug. Yes. Okay. So hey. Now, you don't say we ain't giving you nothing, all right? But you got to give to get, all right? So that's our little contest, okay? So and it probably will be ongoing. We'll let you know, all right? Yes. But at this point, we'll see what your responses are. So, but you got an opportunity. But the quicker you get it, the quicker you'll get a mug, all right? So you don't want to wait till the last minute, okay? And start sending your stuff, and all the mugs gone, all right? So please do something. Also, want to remind you also to support us, okay? On our excuse me, get tongue tied. Our what am I trying to say? Our financial platform. That's what I was going to say. All right. So to your Cash App, it is TTBTT Show, okay, on Cash App, and Venmo is the Truth Behind the Truth. So those two options you can support us as well, because we want season 4. It's already awesome. So we want to be better because we want to bring money in so that we can do a lot of other things that will be great for you. Okay, this is all about you guys. All right. So enough said about all of those promotional ends and that the PSA. Okay. So Burnell, how you doing?
I'm hot.
Wait now.
It's warm in here, but I'm doing good. I was pushing myself, trying to develop these thick hams and pull the hammy. Yesterday, so I'm walking around here like I'm 75 years old, but I'm still here.
Okay. Did you put them? I won't say the other word. Bend straight on your leg.
Well, no, I won't mention the specific brand name because they ain't paid me.
Right.
But It starts. It use it for martial arts training a lot. It has a tiger in its
Oh yes, I know.
and ice packs been alternating back and forth.
Gotcha. Well, you might want to try Ben Straight.
Been there, done that. Wrote a book, changed my life.
Right, exactly.
I can't.
How are you, Love?
I'm good. I to be honest with you, I cannot complain. Let's just say this. It's better to have a solution not to complain. So I would not complain about anything or rant about anything. But I have to say, Parnell, when it boils down to working out, that is my biggest fear. You go and you work out, you do your cardio, you do your weights and everything, and then you come back and you're so sore you can't even move. And my job consists of me moving constantly all the time.
Right.
I'm running to A, B, C, D, back and forth in the front to the back of the store, and I'm always afraid if I go do a workout, I'm going to be so sore I won't be able to move. So I give all credence to those who do that type of workout. I love to work out like that. That was in college. When you're in college, you don't think about stuff like that. It doesn't. But when you get up in age, I'm 35 right now, and I'm absolutely at the precipice of feeling what I never thought I would ever feel body wise. But you have to take, I would say for me, that is my biggest fear. But you know what? Like I say, hey, getting in shape, it takes pain, but it does. You have to,
it really does.
You have to have that type of gumption to do it. But how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm thinking about what you're saying since I turned 22. I mean, it's been hard. It's been harder, to really readjust. I was doing it well when I was 21, but 22, it's been rough. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I ain't telling nobody to add any extra 10s to that 22. Okay. But it has been tough. Really get back into the physical challenges that I've had. Going through. But I'm there. I'm getting there, and we can't plug nobody's stuff that we're using because they ain't paying us. But okay, put it this way. So I've been in that tight range of the diabetic situation. Okay, and so I've been fighting. It's been been manageable. I stay pretty stay right in the range of the A1C or whatever, low. However, I talked to my doctor last time I was there to, move me over to this, the other drug. I don't want to name the name, okay, because they're not paying us. But the one that, helps keep your A1C low and also helps you to promote you to lose some pounds. So I've been on it for 3 years now?
Yeah.
3 years. So it really works in terms of appetite suppressant or controlling, because you don't feel quite as hungry as you did, in the past. So that's one of the motions. And he can tell you I'm not a big eater anyway, but at the end of the day, now that it's even more controlled, I'm like, wow, so I should be getting some results from that. And then I think after maybe a few pounds, I'm trying to work myself back into the gym, because people ain't talking about pain. That's my whole story. But anyway, so I'm excited about that. So, we'll see. We'll keep the progress up, and I'll keep you guys posted as to what's going on, in that regard. All right. Well, let's go ahead and dig in a little bit. We got a special guest tonight. Our engineer will be with us on the second half. So I'm telling y'all, we're gonna dig in. We'll kick some booty tonight. So y'all, if y'all don't like cussing, you need to go, hey, I'm sorry, put the filter on the line when that happens. It may come out tonight, okay? Please. So be prepared. I'm giving you forewarning, all right? Get you some brandy, some wine, something so you can pass right through you. Yeah. But anyway, so we're going to jump into entertainment real quick, okay? So I do want to end in here each of your comment. Today is the 45th anniversary of the launch of The Wiz. 45 years ago, it launched in the theaters. It was such a great time with that, because in spite of all the critics not being happy about it, and the things that they kind of went up against it, over budget and whatever the case may be, but that film has made up for it in 45 years. I'm sorry, because it has been an iconic part of television. When TV comes in, it kept being available. It became a thing, typically more so until, in the past maybe 10, 15 years, it was been more geared toward the African-American community as a whole. But as the exposure to television got more, you had a lot more white audiences that were watching it and enjoying it a lot. My opinion, then I'll shut up you guys. I think it was great. It was brilliantly cast to everybody except for Diana. Okay, I mean, we get it. Dorothy was a little old. just a little bit. Okay, you know, kind of taking on that role. However, as you know, yeah, that's a big one. So, however, you know, this is the thing how Hollywood works. I guess most of you guys don't know. They're always going to find the actor that's going to push the film. Okay, so at that time, which everyone that saw the Broadway play and knew where, you know, what it bought from, they thought certainly Stephanie Mills would have been the best choice. Okay, however, Stephanie Mills was not known in the film world. You know, so they didn't feel like that she could push the film enough. You know, now some of us have begged to differ in that, of course, but she wasn't really well known, in, you know, in that experience. So that's why they didn't cast her as the lead of Dorothy, which would have been phenomenal. You know, at the end of Diana pulled it off, okay, with a lot of struggle. Okay, we won't get into the struggles of how it was made.
I don't think it was a struggle, but I think it was a stretch for the character. But go ahead. I don't think it was that much of a struggle.
Well, what I mean struggles because her behind the scenes of the making of The Wiz was very, very forthtelling. Okay, and what she went through to bring this character to life. Okay, and how Quincy Jones pushed her to the max in her singing. Okay, he pushed her, you know. And then one thing, and then I'm gonna let you guys talk about and then the other part is at the end when she's singing Home, she said that she got a slight burn in her eye I get it right, cornea by the brightness of the light that was shining in her face. Okay, at that point, so that's something she suffered through as well, you know, in the making of the film. But anyway, I'm gonna shut up. Parnell, I know you feel it. I'll let you wrap up with it. Okay.
Oh yeah, because you know, I remember at that time I was of those people who Stephanie Mills should have been in that film, and actually that's who Berry Gordy wanted to be, but Diana Ross went and did her own little campaigning behind the scenes. So she did a little corner, a little sneak around, and got the executive producer, Rob Cohen. She got him to arrange a deal where he would produce only if she starred.
Wow!
So it wasn't the whole thing about people because people knew who Stephanie Mills was, but she, you know, The Wiz made her a star, and everybody was ready to see her. But you know, Diana wanted that
role
thing, and I mean, you know, however you feel about it, I got to give her props for finding a way to get what she wanted. But she was too damn old to be in that. She was. I mean, movie as a kid, that The Wiz was the first Broadway style show I ever saw when he came to Denver.
Wow!
My mom took us to see it, and it was like, I don't know what this new version that's coming out to Broadway next year.
I'm excited about that though because go ahead. I'm sorry, man. Cut you off.
Yeah, I'm just like, hold on, JB. But when the tornado came out and it was the sisters and they had these headdresses that went way up into the rafters on the stage and they would swing the head around and the material would just go. It was the most amazing thing. And then to see the house come apart and fly apart, that stuck with me, you know, all these years later. That was like so amazing. You know, and I know it's different when you do a movie, you can't have the dancers and they had to do a tornado, but that made The Wiz like it is one of those plays, especially for Black Americans. When we talk about the shows, it's like, oh, we got The Wiz, we have Dreamgirls, we have Pearly, Once on This Island, Ragtime, all those shows, you know, are the ones that like those are staples. Not to mention all the August Wilson plays. You know, that's our golden age of theater.
Let us continue. I want to talk a little bit more about the forthcoming and about the Wiz. I want you to bring your point after we come back from break. Okay, so we got a quick break, guys. We will be right back for a little bit about the Wiz, and then we're gonna get into the hot topics of the night. All right, so we'll be right back after this break. All right, and we are back, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to Troop Beyond Troop tonight. I know Parnell probably had something on the stove, y'all. We ain't gonna tell you that, but he had to run off.
Where the hell is Parnell?
I know where the hell is Parnell. But
let's get back into that discussion about the Wiz.
Yes,
I want to say, you know what? I always grew up on the Wizard of Oz because I am the youngest of this crew. Hard to believe, I'm the youngest. But I always grew up watching the Wizards of Oz during, your Thanksgiving period, your Christmas holidays.
Right.
That was the annual showing. But when I first saw the Wizards, it took me a long time to grasp what I was watching.
Okay.
I think it took me to college to actually sit down and really, really watch that film from beginning to end. Because I took a movie class. We analyzed it. We wrote out reports of what we thought about the movie and all that stuff. Almost like becoming a film critic in a way. But I sat down and I was really inspired by what I saw. I really was inspired by the technical, the design, everything that went into it. But when I read the backstory of how it was made, like you, I forgot about Stephanie Mills. I forgot about that she did the Broadway show. And when I read about it, about the campaign that Donna Ross did to get that role, it kind of threw me into what was she thinking? Because after Mahogany, I thought, girl, go for the stars.
Right.
Because I love Mahogany. But the Wizard of Oz could have went to Stephanie. But if you think about it, though, they thought at the time was great for revenue.
Right.
But who I was really surprised who she also campaigned for was Michael Jackson. Because Michael Jackson wasn't originally casted to be, wasn't originally supposed to be casted as the Scarecrow. But because of the situation with Motown at the time, they left Motown and went to CBS. There was a situation with lawsuits that were going on with the Jacksons and Motown, and it kind of, gave it a little bit of kerfuffle with them joining that project. But it happened. And, because of the massive failure of what it brought through the critics and all of that, Michael thought, I could never be a film star. Knowing a great performance he gave as the Scarecrow for that film. It was a phenomenal portrayal of the Scarecrow. But I also want to add this to those people who thought of this movie as a big flop. Remember this. In 1939, The Wizard of Oz was also a flop too. It didn't take to television
historian here, y'all. Go ahead.
It didn't take to television like The Wiz to get the cult following that it got. So a lot of people get it misconstrued about whether the Wizard of Oz was this big hit that the Wiz went on and took over and all this. No, it really wasn't. And like Donna Ross, Judy Garland wasn't picked first to be the Dorothy. It was supposed to be Shirley Temple. So the stories parallel. But like I say, the Wiz is a great monument to Black talent. When you think about the music, Quincy Jones. When you think about the Alvin Haley dance, not Alice Haley, Alvin Haley. Thank you. I had to be corrected. But the dancers, Luther Vandross and his input into Brand New Day, that is a testament to Black excellence. And we should raise that film up with a whole lot of other films at that time to say this is what we accomplished. And we can still keep doing this,
and I totally agree. I mean, very well put. At the end of the day, and I feel honored. I mean, to be honest, guys, when it first came out, 1977, 78, I saw it 4 times. Okay, and would have seen it 6 times. Okay, because I was just that thrilled, to be able to see that at that time after seeing the Broadway play and this adaptation coming to to the screen was just like I was swooped. And I tell you, till this day, I know every song and the soundtrack. Okay, to this day. All right. So, and then one thing on trend, we got to go on because we can't stay on the Wiz. All right, but I do want to say that now that there was a little disappointment for me. All right, now you all may be able that our fans may write me about it. That's okay. I did not like the Wiz live. I thought it was an embarrassment coming from behind such great excellence in this film. Okay, I mean, I'm really honestly the person and the Wiz live, and I would believe me if you're on my social media page back then, I pumped it because I'm a Wiz fanatic. I kept pumping it, and then when it came out, I'm sitting perched watching it, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" Really, Elijah Kelly, love Elijah Kelly, the best performance like Michael Jackson and in a Scarecrow role. I like goes Elijah Kelly. Okay, the rest, and I'm sorry, Dorothy, Shanice, you weren't ready for television. You had a beautiful voice, you wasn't ready for television. Okay, Kenny Leon, love everything you do, but that was not good casting. Okay, the young lady did not have the experience to drive that character for national television. Coming from actors, coming from an acting coach. You got 2-3 actors here can tell you. All right, but I'm gonna shut up. We got to bring a guest on. We'll cut it at that. If you like it, go see it. You can come back to me, JB. I liked it. All right. Anyway,
I'm gonna have another spoonful of my soup on that.
Okay, I know, right? So we're gonna dig into to our news buzz with the fellas tonight. We're gonna bring on our producer behind the scenes, man, to share because he's got a lot to share with all of us tonight. So we're going all over the place. First point we're gonna talk about is Matt Gaetz. Charles, there you go. Welcome to the sound, guys. You don't get to see him so much. He's always behind. Our wonderful, he's my partner, and not in crime, partner in success. Amen. You know, we've been together for a long time, you know, in developing and doing things together. And he's right by my side, along with everybody else here, not in present company, to move this forward as well as we move Truth Beyond Truth forward. So, hey, as we go, he going. We all going together. All right, so I'm gonna shut up about us and get into this Matt Gaetz situation. Okay, that jackass needs to be strung up. I'm just gonna say it. You know what I'm saying? A complete jackass. I mean, what's the good word I'm saying? Never was another point I was going to add. Nepo baby. Okay, don't know shit about being in a Congress. Don't know shit about being a politician. Okay, and then right before you, and I'm not defending what's his name? They got ousted. McCarthy. I'm not defending his actions, but you need to clean up the shit in your own house. Okay, you pedophile allegedly. Okay, you want to talk about everything else, and then want to get behind your other alleged pedophile friend. Okay, to cover your shit up. Okay, deal with the shit in your thing down there in Florida. Okay, instead of we're trying to trick people in the U.S. Okay, you go ahead. I'm sorry, I want to keep going.
But you know what? It's very telling. You know, it's so funny when I was watching the news this past week. You got a feel of the eruption that is happening within the Republican Party as we see it.
Yes,
and you're not used to seeing them go through this as often as the Democrats, but it was worth watching and worth seeing because now we know that there is a division. And it's divided. You have traditional Republicans and MAGA Republicans. They don't know where this party is supposed to be going right now.
Right.
And I'm sorry, as an American, if you're not paying attention to this, you're lost in the sauce right now because it's so important to notice and to watch that this two-party system that we've been seeing for many years, I think we need a change for me, in my opinion. We need extra ideas instead of two ideas because we now see that two ideas are not working. They're fighting. Both parties are fighting each other within the party, within both parties.
Right.
So I'm just saying, if I were you, I would think. You know, I think it's time for a little bit of an independent and a green situation, a work party. We need to think about other ideas right now because these people are they don't know what to do. Go ahead, Parnell.
Charles is ready.
Charles is ready. Charles, I'm sorry.
Well, let me just say this. The Libertarians have always been an alternate party. They side independently with the Democrats and the Republicans. But the problem we have now is we have what started with the Tea Party. Just put it out there on the table. The Tea Party was the Looney Tunes that started all this. They kept thinking that we were taking away the country. We were ruining the country because we weren't sticking to the Constitution. But if you look at what's happening now, we're so far off the Constitution, it makes no sense. We've deviated to dictatorship or authoritarianism so deeply. Now that all we want is a king. We claim we don't like England, but we want a king. Then we claim we don't want to be like Iran, but we want Christianity or religion to rule our country. We can't have it both ways. One way has to be the rule. And America is a dream. It's still a doggone experiment because to have a country where you can live in peace and have your own religion, practice your own religion, have your own beliefs, have your own sexual orientation, have your own, well, now we're in the pronouns. This is a country supposedly of freedom. But right now we're trying to rein everything in up under one rule. I'm the king, which is so-called right now Trump, and we're supposed to all bow down to the king. And then the Christian right is supposed to hold everybody at a stranglehold on what we do. We can't have sexual freedom. We can't have financial freedom. We can't have any type of anything outside the norm. I know when I was in the military, I was in Iraq back during Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein had a rule that if you didn't have a picture of him in your home that you saw first thing when you open the door, you get 20 lashes, what they call it flogging. We don't have that here, but we're moving to that slowly. We're slowly easing over to this authoritarianism where you have to do what I say, or else I'm going to hurt you.
Well, I'm gonna say this, and part of you, because I am not gonna put a bag of Cheetos on my wall.
Absolutely not. And I was like, I said, we don't want that. They want that. Because it is that whole thing of as our country moves closer to what America says it stands for, you got those people who want to hold on to their power. It's like making sure that the straight white Christian male is on top and everybody else has to come clamoring, please, please, please let us have this. When we had gotten to the point where folks like, no, I'm not asking for shit. I'm demanding my rights and my freedom as an American citizen that our Constitution says that I am granted just by being a citizen of this country. And, but we always have those people, in especially rich white people, because I know there are a lot of working class and poor white folks who are on the same page of like, nah, man, this ain't cool.
Yeah.
Have been wanting to hold on to the power while we have been demanding our access and that we get on here. We got those power structures who we have to keep enacting these different specific laws. Well, the Constitution doesn't specifically name women, or the Constitution doesn't specifically name the LGBTQ community. So we have to keep putting up these amendments and these new laws every time. So like, okay, you can't use that as an excuse of specifically if it says all men are created equal and men is supposed to mean for all mankind.
Right.
Then we shouldn't have to do all this. Oh Lord, they're going to all this bullshit. I'm gonna just say it that way, that we have to do to enact all these laws. Like it always takes me back to that quote from Diamond Hansu in Amistad. It's like, how can you live where you almost mean what you say?
That's powerful. That's powerful. I would say,
and that's the truth.
Repeat that again.
That's the truth behind the truth.
Right, it is. For the people in the back of the room. Repeat that again.
It's like, how can you live where you almost mean what you say?
The one point I know Don got this point, you touched on and you reemphasized just a minute ago the word all. Okay. There is no separation in the word all. No. All means all. Okay, it don't mean all over here, half all there, parts of this. All means all, and I think that as soon as people wake up to the fact that little key word, you wake up to the fact of that word, I think you'll be moving forward a little bit better. You can't separate it. You can't separate all. You just can't. Go ahead.
It's so crazy, and and that statement rings a bell with me because I don't know if I ever mentioned this. I should have mentioned this when Sandy was on the last show. I was watching this documentary on PBS about the U.S. and the Holocaust and how the situation with the immigration system of that time period. That now that we're dealing with immigration situations right now, but even back then we had quotas. Right. But because of that quota system, a lot of certain communities, Jews and a lot of blacks too, were not even allowed to come over here because it was supposed to be a white Puritan Christian country. Right. And like you say, how can you live in a nation where you're telling people to bring their poor, to bring their the rich and all this stuff, bring them over, but you're saying other things, you're saying other stuff because and let me just say this, I am so tired. We're talking about a situation about men wanting this patriarchal system that we're still trying to uphold. I have never in my life seen more heterosexual straight men dick ride for white men, especially black men, dick ride for a white man in all my life.
I like that one.
I'm so sorry. And I'm not trying to be funny, but to be honest with you, it's very telling when you have a lot of straight white or black men dick riding for a particular man. Right. It's just, come on now. Let's just be real about the situation. If you want to uphold your patriarchal beliefs, just come out and say it. Right. Just say that I don't like women and I don't like the right that women are making more money or making the same amount of money. There's nothing wrong with that. Right. But to get up and say, well, Trump is this, Trump is that. there's got to be some type of common sense or some type of no. It's just got to be. I just don't see it. But go ahead and
Well, my point, and so wellfully said, guys. I mean, in every point. But my question, and I think this is for all of them. It's a two-part. Well, number one, I still am trying to get my head around the idea of this dick riding. I love that. That was
a lot of dick riding going
on.
Great
There's
analogy. A lot of dick riding.
And not even just saying the men, because that's on both sides. Because he like grabbing.
Even by the pussy,
right? So that's probably a turn on for a lot of them. I don't know, but we kiddingly seriously say all the time, drinking the Kool-Aid, whatever the case may be. I just don't understand, and this is the kind of conversation we had last week, where your mindset is. Guys, if you're listening, if you're bypassing this show and you hear me say, where is your damn mind? Send me a damn email and explain to me. Okay, explain to me where your goddamn mind is. Yeah. Okay, and then why you want to follow this bullshit. Okay, because you want to be independent in your life. I know, Charlie, I got you. You want to be independent in your thought patterns. You want to say you're representing your community, but you're tearing down your own community by following an asshole. Okay, at the end of it, you are, and there's no justification about that. If you're in Iowa, guess what? Your corn ain't gonna grow no faster by following behind him. Okay, because guess what? You're still gonna need water for it to grow, and he ain't gonna give you the goddamn water. Okay, Charles, go ahead. Okay.
This is my biggest issue with the country as a whole. We have so many followers. We have everybody my biggest gripe is our own culture, the black folks. They never stand up. They always go, who's going to lead us? Why do you need a leader to stand up for yourself? You know the difference between right and wrong. I don't understand why we gang up on this mafia thing. The mafia don't even like black people, but the black kids want to be mafia. Then you look at the fact that we got all these other ethnicities. And when you mentioned the Holocaust, think about it. The rich Jews followed Hitler because they thought they were rich and they had resources for them to use. He won't mess with us. And then when he got done with the poor folk, he came around and grabbed their dumb ass and brought them right on in there. No, you ain't no different. And they go, but why us? And it's the same thing today. We got people, black folks who got a little money. They think, oh, I got money. Trump's helping me with my taxes. No, but what about your cousins and your grandma and the rest of them who are suffering under the hands of this man? And then you forget about the Central Park 5 or the exonerated 5 now.
Right.
The unethical housing stuff he was doing with black folks. You seem to think he ain't racist, but you're mad at Biden because he's behind a criminal bill in which the black preachers pushed him to do. But you forget that the black preachers had him in front to show his face to get that bill through. He didn't make it up. He just was the face of it. And then you forget all these other things, but Trump is such a down guy that he can't stand none of y'all. Lil Wayne them paid to get out of jail. They didn't get out of there because he liked them. I'm with the brothers. No, they gave him money and he said, I'll get you out. And he's got the least amount of exonerations from jail than any other president in history. So how's he such on our side?
Right.
Only reason that the young lady, forget her name, that was in there for killing her abuser.
Right.
Kim Kardashian
Kim Kardashian.
Yeah. So it wasn't him. So stop praising this. You're praising this man for something he didn't do. He didn't do it. He gave the rich folks all this tax breaks, trillions. This hurt us. We've seen it. But he made this permanent. He gave us 2 years, the regular folk, and snatched it back. And then all the rich folks are still out there. What do you give them? A tax for their jet fuel or some stuff. I'm like, if you get that much money, you don't need no tax break for your jet fuel. You got a jet. Most of us out here commercial, if we can even afford.
Well, how about tax breaks for the gas that we spend right now? No, not even on a jet. Okay. let me say this real quick. No, we got to move on. I want to say on Trump the rest of the evening. So the other thing right here is that we I think this country is just at a place where we're missing the mark by and large. Okay, hugely by and large. Okay, I'm the type of person that I try to look at the good in every man. Okay, at the end of the day, sometimes you got to pull back a lot of stuff, to truthfully find it. The lighter part of all this, okay, if you want to vote for Trump, have at it. Okay, at the end of the day, be sure that you know when the shit hits the fan, okay, that you're standing in front of the fan, accepting it and smelling like it. Okay, because don't try to duck it. Don't try to act like you didn't know. Oh, I thought. You've been told. You've been offered opportunities to move another. You don't have to like Biden. That's okay. Some of us don't like Biden. Okay, at the end of the day, but if you're putting all of your faith into a man, regardless of who's in that office, you already deceived. It don't take Trump to already deceive you from the beginning, from his platform. You already deceived in the beginning. And that's both sides, black and white. Black folk, stop being deceived. Take responsibility for your own freaking life and stop expecting a handout from a government level. Take control. You've got the power. Do it. White people, love y'all. Look, y'all got to wake up. Okay, there's too much color floating through the U.S. I mean, I'm not talking about all our white people that love us, okay? But I'm talking about the ones that don't. There's too much color that's floating through the U.S. for you to try to be acting like you act towards another group of people. And you keep on, it's going to pop up in your family. Time to go to break. All right, and we are back, guys. Thank you so much again for tuning into the Truth Behind the Truth tonight. I told y'all at the top of the show there were going to be some words that are going to be sensitive to your ears, but this buckled, okay? You're probably going to hear some more, all right, before it's all said and done. We do want to remind you, of course, to get your Truth Behind the Truth mug, okay? So, as we click and search. So it is only simply $15.99. Free shipping, okay? Please just send an email to the banner that's on the screen, to ttbttshow@gmail. Let us know how many you're requesting, and it is free shipping. We'll make sure that you know how to pay for your mug, okay? The contest that I told you about, which you'll see more of that, we'll post it. So here it is again. For whomever, okay, you email us 15 like and shared and subscribes that have subscribed based upon your recommendation to the show. We will send you a mug, okay? We will send you a mug gladly, okay? So you do that at any given time. You got, maybe by next week I'll put a time limit on it to get y'all busy. I don't want y'all to wait till the end of the year and say, oh, by the way, all right, we want you to get started on this now, okay? Because the mugs are limited. So the quicker you get it in and get it done, the quicker the quicker opportunity will be available for you to get that mug to you. And lastly, about support our support platforms, okay? TTB Show is our Cash App, and then on Venmo we are the Truth Behind the Truth. Simple and done. All right. So back into the other point. I know that Charles want to say something.
I wanted to say something. I want to ask this. Charles, I want to piggyback on what you said. As a country, we're a country full of followers. I'm watching the news these days, and I'm seeing the situation with Taylor Swift and NFL. I'm seeing the situation with certain entertainers. even in our social media, we all in this country, we all want to be wealthy.
Right.
We all want money, and there's nothing wrong in being wealthy. I don't think it's wrong in having nice things, having nice homes, cars, and everything. But when you see people all day following this narrative of, in order for me to be somebody in this country, I got to be like this person, I got to be like Trump, I got to be like Taylor Swift, I got to be like Beyonce. When are we going to stop accommodating the foolishness of the fact that this show, Truth Behind the Truth, is based on living within our authenticity, living in your authentic truth.
Mm-hmm.
This is what this show is based on.
Mm-hmm.
Truth Behind the Truth. When, as Americans, are we going to start living in our authentic truth?
Mm-hmm.
Because we want to be like these people, but we're so busy, we're following them instead of following what's dear to our hearts, if that makes sense. But
Very
when are we
point.
going to what is going to be the end game? And I think this is what's driving this country over the cliff, us following and wanting to be. So what do y'all think? What do you think we should do in order to combat this culture?
Well, if I may say it, I'm going to keep it short. 2 points. I wanted to touch back on what Charles said. It's in the same narrative here.
Yeah.
About misinformation. Okay, number one.
Mm-hmm.
We run to misinformation for some reason or other. I don't know if it's the same way how we feel about gossip, or celebrity gossip, or what's going on in these people's lives, rather than paying attention to what's going on in ours. Your life is going down the pipe, and then you celebrating Taylor Swift. Well, really? This woman will never know who you are. Beyonce will never know who you are unless you become a Beyonce dancer that you want to go and dance in silver, whatever the case may be. Okay, you paying $300-400 for an outfit, and then paid $800 to get into the concert. She thanked you. She took her, what is that? What did she make money of? 55, 155?
Oh, something. I can't remember how much it was, but it was like
for the tour. Do you think that she knows who you are, and you're ready to die for her? You know what I'm saying? Hit somebody over the head because they say something about her, you're part of the Beehive, or you're a Swiftie. You know what? People, wake up, find your own damn identity. Now, one other point, Charles, I know you got points there. So I wanted to touch base on what you said about the hip hop and Trump real quick. So then there's this other video that's going around with this sexy mess that's out there. Okay, that sexy mess, sexy shit, as far as I'm concerned. All right, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to Black women as a whole, and she needs to be banned on every platform. Okay, until she wakes up and knows who she is, and she does not know who she is because she's fallen prey to a system that has been developed by another group of community, which I won't pull them out. Okay, another group of community to funnel money to them, but you on the backs of your Black women doing that. Okay, it's embarrassing. You should be embarrassing to be able to do that and walk away with it. And then stand on the video talking about how you gonna support Trump. He looked out for Black people. He got him out of jail. 2 people got help. That's everybody in the Black community. Do your research, young lady. Do your freaking research and know how many that are still locked up and will always be locked up. Okay. Now, if you want to be allegiance for these people, then you get on the platform. Pull your pants up instead of down, learn some education rather than talking stupid, get a law degree, and then stand in front of these jails with your picket signs. Okay, then you can talk the shit that you're talking about that, and then perpetuate something to the Black community. But stop all this other bullshit that you're doing because it ain't right.
Go ahead, Charles, before you say anything else.
Wow. This is, and I'm a true believer in individuality. But on that note, I think that we've lost our compassion and our empathy toward the rest of our community. Mm-hmm. We feel like if you don't have the new Jordans, or you can't go here, or you can't have the new car, you're nothing. But all of that means nothing because all the rich people, Gates and the rest of them, they wear $30 gym shoes and Dockers. They don't wear all this expensive crap. Only the poor man wears that stuff.
They don't.
We'll sit in line for 2 days for a damn phone that costs $1,100. When our rent is $900 and we can't even pay that. And I'm like, how'd you get the $1,100? The kids are walking around here in clothes more expensive than mine. And I got a job. And I'm like, how did he get them shoes? I can't afford my work every day. But to sum it all up is I think that until we really cultivate our identity, we're going to fall for everything. And my dad used to always say, If you want to hide something from black people, put it in a book. They
Absolutely.
won't go read. They'll listen to Billy Bob's cousin, who's a barber down the street from Jay-Z's friend who drives a U-Haul, and he'll tell them, and they go, but he said it. Instead of going to the book or even on the websites. Now, you got the internet. I tell the guys I mentor that you got that phone in your hand, and it has access to the world. You can go in there on the government website that says .gov and see the truth. You don't have to go to Fox. You don't have to go to MSNBC. You can go get it for yourself right there. Why depend on someone telling you? We're so caught up in this reality thing, watching other people be miserable, that we think that's fun. But that's not fun, because a lot of that's real. I work reality shows, and a lot of that stuff they go through is their actual life. It's just, and I hate to expose them, but most reality shows are written by middle-aged white gay men. Let's just put it out there.
Okay.
And you out here
worried like about
who it is. That's who writes those shows. Now, I know I probably won't get no more reality show jobs, but hey, that's how it works. But I want people to understand that we fall for the okie doke. Why? Why do we do that? And like Jay said, brighten up. Think a little bit before you thought. I'm not going to mention my relatives, but I got something to go. Well, my boy, he got top secret clearance. I have been in the Navy. I've served in the SEAL unit. I worked top secret for Northrop Grumman. I've been in all this stuff. And when I tell them that it's not true, they don't believe me. The boy said he got a paper. And I'm like, bro, I work there. You don't even want to hear from me. And I work in it. But it was so good to go to the, what do you call it? The abstract versus the truth, because it looks flashy. It has the glitz and glitter, but we don't want plain truth. We want all that flashy stuff. So until we get out of this thing of, I need someone to tell me and to actually research our own, we're going to always be swimming backwards and never upstream. And I just don't get it.
Okay. Go ahead, partner.
No, it's funny because I'm definitely one of those people. If somebody tells me some information, you know, especially if I'm in front of my keyboard, the next thing you hear will be, because I will be Googling to
fact check.
I'll do my fact check, which is what one of the things that they say about conservatives versus liberals with all these rumors that come out. That's why there's so many conservative hoax websites, because they don't fact check.
Right.
They know liberals were like, wait, you said what? Hold on, let me go check.
Right.
But like, this is why so much confusion and so many craziness is out there, because these people don't fact check their boy, their cousin, the so-and-so said that they just automatically take that as the gospel truth, as opposed to like, we're like, what are your sources? Back it up. Show me, where can I? Okay, well, go find it. It's on there. Well, if you found it, then you can tell me where it is. Since you found it, and you tell me where this fact is. Oh, you got to do it for yourself. Oh, so you don't know.
Right. Exactly.
They'll go to a simple sound bite and that's it.
Right.
A simple sound bite that has just been edited 20 times to bring it down to a certain narrative that is conducive to what they believe in. And the saddest thing about it is this culture is built on sound bites. It's not built on going in and doing the actual research to figure out, okay, is this true, or is it something that somebody had just made up and re-edited and repackaged for them to get their point across? Because nowadays, when I'm hearing people tell me stuff or shit at my job, because, you know, working in the service industry, you have a lot of people who will come up to the counter or come to the table and tell you what does say Trump.
Right.
And then they will tell you everything underneath the sun. But until you tell them, well, let me go do my own research. What's in this sound clip? No.
See, go ahead. Sound bites are just like a bad hookah being passed around.
No, this is my problem. If we can tell you what college, what his passing average is, what schools he went to, who he played against, but we don't know who the damn vice president or the mayor of our town is, what the hell are you doing? Right. You can sit up and tell me my team. I saw two men in the grocery store about to fight over the Cowboys and the damn, I forget what Washington called themselves now, the Senators or whatever. And I'm looking at him going, and he talking about, well, we had a better pass rush. I bet if I asked them what the national gross product is, they'd probably be like, huh?
Charles.
Yeah, but you can tell me colleges, everything.
Ask those very same people, besides Biden doing the worst job, who are their mayor? Who is the governor? Who runs the city council? Who is the sheriff? Who is the judge? Not one of them. Every American do not know who runs their community or their district. They only know about Biden. Biden ain't doing his job. But what about your governor? What about, and that what gets me sometimes, like y'all don't know nothing about the local government within your own backyard. You're so worried about the federal. Why are you not worried about your local and your state governments? Because if I can recall, this country was built on state everything, not on federal everything. Because remember the Brown and Board of Burgesses of Brown and Board of Burgesses of Education. You know how long it took for the schools to integrate in the South? It took to 1968. That law was passed in 1954. The states have everything within them and within their resource to not go through what the Supreme Court block the federal law. Block the federal law. So I'm trying to figure out where in this American country, this American society, that we believe that Biden controls every damn thing. I'm trying to figure that out.
Figurehead. President is a figurehead. When will they get that? Obama didn't do nothing for us. Obama was a figurehead. He's not the king. He's a figurehead. He oversees and he's the face of the government. The face. He's not the government. That's why we have 3 branches. I'm sorry, they don't teach civics anymore, so we don't understand that point. But there are 3 branches. And until we learn that, and then they keep talking about immigration, Congress has the power, but they don't do it. You keep talking about what Biden gonna do. Biden doesn't have power over immigration. It's the Congress. They need to sit down and do it. But nobody
tell the truth behind the truth.
I want to get back to what's something JB mentioned a while back that's got nothing to do with this stuff, but just about the amount of color floating around America.
Right.
I want to talk about the amount of color that's floating on that gymnastics floor for Team USA.
Man, good transition. Yes. Oh man, you can't hold a good woman and you can't hold a good man down. But go ahead.
To look on it, and it's like that we're at a point that it's not just okay, maybe there's one black person, or there's maybe one Asian, or there's maybe one Latino. That we look at that team, and both the men's and the women's gymnastic team are primarily made up of people of color, and it's just like yes. It's it's that thing of like all we needed was the opportunity to be able to excel.
Right.
When you stop putting up barriers for people to become successful, look what happens. We start seeing these other colors pop up and go like, yo, I've had this skill all the time, but you wouldn't let me in.
Right.
There was always this difficult way of just like, because that we know those like ice skating, gymnastics, all this stuff, those are expensive sports to pursue.
Right. I was gonna say to your point now, slightly we have to be a little bit guilty within the community, and
I'm about to go there,
correctness, okay? Because now my correctness to the community is that you've got to stop mom and dad when you see that your son is wanting to do cartwheels. Okay, I'm just using an example of that, or backflips. Okay, because you have probably stifled a lot of potential gymnasts out there. Okay, and this young man is bad to the bone. Okay, bad to the bone. You give him one more year, and he's just new at this level, and blowing him away. But you think about it over the years that we have seen the opportunities, for young men of color to be able to do that, but they've been downplayed by, oh, that's a sissy. That's something that you ain't supposed to be doing. You need to be out on a football field. You need to be doing this. Real men don't do gymnastics. I was about to say a word, okay, but this is encouragement to, hey, parents, look, and I'm talking particularly to black parents right now, stop it. Okay, just stop the shit right now. Okay, stop infusing this type of behavior into kids, whether it's in the arts. If they want to dance, let the man dance his ass off. Okay, if he can sing, if he wants Broadway, let him did his Broadway his ass off. You think about the greatest entertainer that will ever be, in our opinion, collectively, Michael Jackson. Okay, touched the whole entire world. Now, we know that Joe was really tough on them as a whole, but Joe had a vision for his kids, and he never held them back from tap dance, ballet. Michael did it all. To the point of dancing with Fred Astaire. So y'all stop this shit in the community, okay? Because a lot of times we want to say another community, but we hold ourselves back too. It may be a struggle getting there, but if you put the fortified and the power and the strength and let these young people know who they are, they're going to fight through it. Just like your ancestors did. They found a way to fight through it. So the same thing that they may have to go up against in a situation like that, hey, you tell them they can make it. You tell them that they're the best that they can be. Going back to what I said earlier.
Just like the story of James Baldwin, when his dad was a pastor, I believe. He was the pastor of the church, and because of that mindset, James followed suit. but it took James to fight that and to go and be a writer and to be an activist. You know, you have, and like you said, you cannot stifle people's dreams. When you start stifling things, then you have a whole generation who believe they cannot get to the other side because Mom said this, Dad believed this. You know, we wouldn't have Whitney Houston if her father would have told her, would have kept saying, "Shut up down there."
Right.
It took Sissy to say, "Stop telling that girl to shut up
and get out my house
and get out," and that too. Get out my.
That means that daddy would have to stop playing PlayStation. You have to nurture a child.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't nurture a child, they won't know. We don't nurture. If daddy get off PlayStation and find out what his kid has interest in, then maybe he could find out what he should nurture. But they're too busy getting new hair. I got to get, 46 inches or 64 inches of hair. Getting their nails done. I got to figure out what Kim and the rest of them are doing in the Kardashians. But until you spend the time to nurture your child and understand what their interests are, and then feed that interest, they won't find out where they are. Kids need exposure. You have to let them fly around. Be open to what's open out there. And once they do, you'll find that niche. But if they're only here, they're not going to see anything else. They're only with blinders and it'll never flourish out. None of them. They don't know if they play tennis. They don't know if they can swim. They don't know if they can skate. Until you nurture them and let them get out there and expose them, they'll never get there.
Absolutely. Pardon, I'll pick up on your point real quick on that.
No, it's that thing of like, I agree with what you were saying, is like finding out what that child is interested in, what their dream is, not what your dream is because you wanted to and you didn't get a chance to, blah, 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 blah. You know, it's like, okay, what are you interested in? And let's see what daddy can do to make that happen, what mommy can do to make that happen.
Right.
And I think it's for a lot of our community, it is the image was the only thing that we had. You know, the appearance of wealth and prosperity was so important so that we didn't look poor and we didn't come off across poor. Whereas now we got a lot more people who are just like, wait a minute, let me be practical. You know, now that we've got a lot of Black people who are understanding the importance of financial literacy. Right. We're understanding that you don't just take your money and buy expensive stuff. You buy quality things, but then you make your money work for you.
Absolutely.
So while that money works for you, then, you know, put that off for a little bit. 5 years from now you can have that lifestyle that you've been looking for because you saved that money for those 5 years that you can actually afford to wear those clothes and still afford your mortgage and your car note, all those expenses that we have to have, as opposed to, let me show it off right now, how much I got.
Right. Do you have a quick point?
Just stop watching social media, everybody. Stop watching people that you deem as successful, because those people on social media that we all know behind the glitz and glamour, they're not successful. Let's just say this. They are successful, but their lives don't mirror that success.
Absolutely. Right.
You just have to find the love within yourself to keep pushing. Absolutely. Just don't let nobody like an Andrew. I'm just saying, just live in your authentic truth. Absolutely. Live in your authentic truth. Just truth behind the truth. Yep. Just do that for yourself.
You know, as we bring this portion, we will probably carry this over to another show because there's a lot more we got to talk about to y'all guys. But tonight, wherever you stood on the conversation, I hope that you do have the opportunity to go back and look at this. You know, it'll be re-aired. Hey, take some notes on what we said. I know it was brass because I told you it was going to be brass. Okay, because I didn't want to hold no balls hard tonight because I want to shake you guys. I want to shake you to a different reality for yourself, because you got to wake up, okay? And that's everybody. This is not black, white. Everybody got to wake the hell up, okay? You got to wake up, all right? And it's crucial for the success, for the life that we all got to do in this country. Because if we don't wake up and find a way to start bonding together, we are doomed. Okay, y'all be doing, because I ain't gonna be here. Okay, I'm gonna watch it from afar and say I used to live there.
I can't.
But from afar. All right. But anyway, we love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to Truth Behind Truth. If you missed any part of it, definitely get on the mug challenge. Okay, go back and listen if you missed it. Get on the mug challenge. Get on it. We want you. All right, and your financial help. We love you. We'll see you back here again on what? The truth behind the truth. Have a powerful night, guys.